So he says, I'm having a bit of a crisis with on-page SEO, it seems. I guess I've messed it up and not able to rank. My site's menu structure is something like this. I'm not going to be able to put the whole menu structure for you guys to see. But basically what he's doing is he's got a local website and he's got kind of like maybe about 9 different services, and the services fall into 3 different categories. So he's got SEO, and he's got like three services under his SEO category. Then he's got social media, 3 services under there, and then website, and he's got 3 services under there. So the first question coming off of that is it possible for me to rank for the main services, namely web design in Mumbai, SEO services in Mumbai, and digital marketing company in Mumbai? So he's asking basically, with this local website, will he be able to rank for these kind of different services that are kind of somewhat connected?
Hypothetical, I would say yes.
Yeah. So whenever you're asking a question like this, the best thing to do is to look at Google. So, you would actually type in your keywords. So you could type in, like web design in Mumbai, SEO services in Mumbai, and we can actually go ahead and do that real quick. And you're going to want to check to see if you see any websites that are able to actually pull that off. Do you see any of the same sites ranking on the first page for either of those SERPs? So let's see, web design in Mumbai, SEO services in Mumbai. I think I had actually pulled this up earlier, so I wanted to find an example of it. But yeah, so I was looking earlier and I noticed that, I was actually looking in Austin. I found an example of it real quick. So you can see, so the first one keyword I searched for is web design in Austin, and then I had pulled up SEO services in Austin. So web design in Austin, I noticed this guy right here, Digitech, and you see he's also ranking number 1 in organic. So Digitech web design Austin, and then you can see in SEO services Austin, he's also ranking down here. I believe he's like number 7 or 8 for SEO services in Austin. And what that shows us is that, it's possible. But then you actually kind of want to look at what they're doing. So you can see on the SEO services in Austin, he's actually ranking on this inner page URL right here, Austin SEO Company. And then on the web design keyword, he's actually just ranking for his homepage. And he's actually got the keyword in his homepage like this. This stuff can get a little bit complicated because there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. The short answer to your question is yes, it's possible to rank. A little bit of a longer answer would be it might depend on your resources. So, it might actually end up being cheaper for you to create 2 different websites, one, each one more targeted for that sector of your business. So like one website based around web design, one website based around SEO.
I would actually disagree with that. In this case, if we're talking about digital marketing services, I would keep them all under the same umbrella.
Well, so let's look at this. Here's web design in Austin, right? So let's just look at the websites that are showing up. This is this one's an aggregator. This one, austinwebbandesign.com, gliddesign.com. Here you have Upcity, atxwebdesigns.com, another aggregator. This is a huge company. Mm-hmm. This also looks like
just branded.
Yeah, it looks like maybe they're ranking on an inner page.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have another one, website design, austintexas.com. So what you can see from looking at the first page for this web design one is that a lot of these websites are specifically going after web design, and they'll have other services as a afterthought kind of, or just maybe they're like number 2 in line for what they want to go for. And if you look at SEO services, let's see what's going on over here. Here's a Thrive agency. Again, this is a massive company. Tastyplacement.com looks like they're targeting just SEO really on their homepage.
Well, but if we go in and check the services pages for all these, and then we could also compound it and put them all into Ahrefs and see, how much is resonating, because we're talking about like these are local agencies going after these terms. Some of them might do some, multiple services, but even like that one, the last one, SEO services, what do they have as their list of services?
Which one?
This one, JS Interactive. And so there's like just what's the services menu say? So web design, digital marketing, etc., content marketing. Regardless, right? Your website is going to have to be the umbrella hub. So whether it's some kind of SEO or design oriented website, and then everything that's going to be a subcategory under that. And your services pages are going to add to the content of what your website is about, what your business is about, as well as, blog can act as support pages to all these individual things. What Chris said is very right about budgeting. You want to make sure that you're not trying to go after all these things because you are eating with your eyes. You want to target the one that you can go after, and you want to focus in on that one. So if I was to start out and I'm going after web design in Mumbai, because you said that's namely what you want, or well, let's just say that's the one you're going after, then I would focus on that for starters. So services pages can be built out and just sit there. You can build 5 relatable service pages if you want, but I would try and keep them more in line with web design. And then once you get resonance in the SERPs, roll that money and that business into targeting a different line of business. So we've got your main hub, which is the main URL that you're building a business off of. And then what do you guys do? What do you focus on? Google's looking for whoever's the most targeted. That's why you're going to see massive sites like Tasty Placement and then the other one, whatever, show up for a lot of SERPs, but they're not always number one, right? There's other people beating them out, maybe with sites that aren't quite as big. Why? Because they're more niched focus. So always remember, niche focus versus broad focus. I would say if you're a smaller website with a smaller budget, niche down and you're going to get where you want to be a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it's going to depend on your budget, depending on your budget, it just might be easier to rank a more niche down site. But the best answer to this stuff, like I mentioned before, I like to look at the SERP. I like to see what other people are doing and to see what's working. And I like to base my stuff off of that. But the short answer is yes, you can rank all the stuff. It just might end up being a pretty costly endeavor if you're actually trying to rank all this stuff on, first page or whatever. You could also prioritize whatever you think is your most important sector of your business and rank for that, and then you can funnel them towards your other services as kind of like upsales of your initial offering or whatever it is that you've your priority is.
Right.
You could. The problem you want to stay away from is that you don't want to cannibalize things, right? So with your homepage, you could
first tell them the question.
Okay, so well, I'm kind of trying to work through it a little bit.
Basically, it seems like he's mismatched, or somebody's told him that the title he's currently using, social media marketing company, is not going to help him rank for his main target, which is web design company in Mumbai, if I'm getting that right. Because now he's worried that it'll cause confusion. Well, consider it like this. Main point of resonance with what Google thinks your website about has to do with your URL. So whether that's your homepage and what it says, or the slug to the inner page. Secondary to that, it's going to read the title as what is this about. So if your goal set is to get your homepage to rank for web design company, but you're going for social media marketing company as your title, then you're mismatched on what your goal set is. If your goal set is web design company in Mumbai, then make the title relevant to that. You can go ahead and change it now, but make sure that you're sticking to your goal as far as what you want to do. Now, I say that because you want your homepage, this is what you're asking, if I understand correctly, to resonate for that. And so when you want to go after social media marketing company, that's time to build a services page off of the main hub that you're building. So your main point of business, again, is web design company in Mumbai, and then service page, social media marketing company in Mumbai.
Yeah, so like Nick said, you want to think about how it all kind of like filters down in an order, right? So your main your main thing, your top level category would actually be probably like internet marketing, right? And so your homepage could have stuff to do with just kind of more basic stuff like internet marketing, or you might throw some keywords in like SEO and web design in a little bit, but you're trying to make sure that you don't accidentally optimize the homepage too much for those terms. So you're not really using exact keywords in places like the titles or the big headings or whatever, or not having it too many times in the text.
Let's do a quick tutorial. Pull up like a Word file, and then so based off web design company in Mumbai, let's go ahead and let's say that's what we're targeting with our homepage. So let's say the homepage is branded, so we'll say Mumbai Design is the brand.
Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, so what were we saying?
So let's imagine your business name is Mumbai Design. You bought mumbaidesign.com, so that's your brand. Then that's what we're targeting, right? So the title, which is going to have multiple service pages based in digital marketing. So we've talked about social media, SEO, etc. Well, let's think of something that's going to be broad that we can title the homepage. So Mumbai's leading web design company, something along those lines, or web development company, even if you're going to house SEO, etc. underneath it. The point is to get Google's crawler to read this, and we're trying not to spam everything. So we wouldn't do a title that's going to be Mumbai Design, Limited or something like that. We can use synonyms or something along those lines to kind of naturally stuff information into the slug and then title, and then as we go down, the H2s and possibly H3s of what we're doing. So
so you see we've got kind of a title here that you're kind of like hitting some related keywords, but you're not really going after anything.
Right.
There's no exact keyword in here. You're kind of just building relevance around the kind of the parent category.
And then that leaves plenty of room for the umbrella to open up and niche down within that.
And then when you come down and you've got your web design category, then the title for this one you're gonna really go after you're gonna really start going after like your exact match keywords.
Or even if you've got the word design in there, throw designer, designers, Mumbai web designers, designers in Mumbai. But kind of, shift the word as much as you can. You want to try and kind of stuff variations of what you're saying inside of here without being too obvious, because Google will pick up if you're just doing Mumbai web design, Mumbai web design, Mumbai web design.
Yeah, so you want to kind of mix it up a bit, get some other stuff in there, site designers, just but yeah, and then to get more ideas for this stuff, just look at the SERP, see what other people are doing. You'll get a lot of different variations for stuff and different ways that you can kind of word things. But yeah, so you're just more general up at the top, and then as you work your way down, you're getting more specific. Making sure that you don't accidentally optimize something else for a different page that you're trying to rank. So it says, I'm told to also remove the internet marketing company in Mumbai page. Is very similar to the digital marketing company page. Should I remove that service page? Just looking at it, looks like that's probably going to cause some overlap. Internet marketing, digital marketing, they're very similar. But like I said before, when you're unsure about this stuff, go look at the SERP. Type them both in, see if the pages are ranking for both. Right.
And even in Surfer SEO, using their keyword tool, which I really like, it'll give you percentages of overlap for different SERPs. So if you put internet marketing company in Mumbai into Surfer's keyword platform, it's going to give you a bunch of overlapped SERPs
it'll tell
and
you
how
like
much
what
percentage.
Yeah, it'll tell you what percentage of the sites that are ranking for this keyword are also ranking for that keyword. Or yeah, you could just go into Ahrefs and type up, get the organic keywords for the particular URL and just see what all these other pages are ranking for. Another follow-up question to the site structure question. Says, all right, so my homepage shouldn't be optimized for web design company in the text as well, right? Just a vague idea should suffice. So it's going to be impossible to not write web design, on your homepage, as that's going to be one of your main categories, right? You just want to make sure that you're not optimizing the page for it. And by optimizing the page for it, I mean, so you're not having your keywords in like the most important spots. So you don't want to have your exact keywords like in your like page title. Can't do the inner page URL, like your H1, your H2s, your H3s. And you don't want to be like hammering the exact match in the actual just like paragraph text, right? You'll probably still have it on your homepage somewhere, but having it once or twice on your homepage or whatever is not the same as really targeting your homepage and really optimizing your homepage for those keywords.